COVID-19 pandemic chronology video for today, 2 days before Halloween. Saturday, it's what I say. Forgot the date. It's Saturday, 29 October 2022. Coming at you from city of Shoreline, Washington State, United States of America. The pandemic's still here. What is my update today? It's gonna be a pandemic daydream. So like, I can be working on stuff during the day, and sometimes I have a little bit of a daydream. And so I was like, return to the dream. So I guess it's a waking dream because I'm thinking on it and working on it. The dream, the vision while I'm awake. So it's a daydream as opposed to a sleeping dream. For what it would look like if I took a break from this channel and I had a husband take over. Well, who would be, okay, I could still post videos, only that's not right because I'm taking a break. So it might look like I'm still in my videos. It still looks like this. I still do these kind of videos. It's just filmed by somebody else. Somebody else sets up the camera. Somebody else does the annotating of the video. Somebody else does the backing up of the video, making sure we saved it. Somebody else does the writing of the video description and the uploading and publishing of the video and stuff. Because I do that all right now myself. So taking a break from that, but that doesn't mean I'm not in the videos. And so it's like, well, who would I want to take my video? Okay. I'm thinking through this. So I was thinking and I was like, well, what would I want to do? And I was like, thinking about like a daydream, and like sometimes I just have to like monitor my phone when I'm uploading a video to YouTube. And I was like, that can be like, you know, depending on the length of the video, it could be like 20 some minutes for the video to upload and process and go through copyright checks and community guideline checks and stuff like that. So what could I do? Well, it's like whoever takes over the channel, that little window of I still monitor my device to make sure everything's going okay, because things can go wrong. So I monitor it during that time when my videos are uploading, processing, and going through their checks. So it can be belly rubbing time. Whose belly, which of my men do I want to rub their belly for like 15 or 20 minutes? And it's so much of a fit that it just makes my husband happy. You know, the belly rub for 20 minutes, and he can be lying down on his back and I just rub the belly, you know. I was like, Nicolo has perfect abs. 1 million out of 10. And so I was like, Nicolo could take over the channel. But is there anybody else who's in contention for running this channel if we're going from the belly rub happiness angle? Because it brings my men such happiness to just rub the belly. Shane, my Shane. So my Nicolo and my Shane. And mi topo, mi Nicolo, mi rana, Nicolo. My Shane, who's my Elmo dolphin. He's got fabulous hair. He's got fabulous abs too. And yeah, I could do that. So those are my two. Those are my two dream. I think there's a little bit of well, I have those sleeping dreams where, you know, Shane is battling with my Hungarian man. Well, I had that dream. And so it was maybe Nicolo and Shane. Write it out. There's a slight edge to Nicolo, but it could end up being Shane. I'm just saying my daydream. Right? I'm working on this dream during the day. For me, dreams, like actual dreams that I achieve in life, they take working through, like coming up with a dream, as opposed to just being like, I have a like nebulous, like a cloud dream that I'm not actually gonna talk about because, you know, it has to be like, if it happens, it happens. No, I work for my dreams. And yeah, so that's that. My Shane did really good today. He swam a good time in the 200-meter individual medley. He is older than me. Both my Nicolo and my Shane actually come up okay and working through this dream. Is there a place we could be living together in Italy and competing for the country where my Shane was born? The country where my Shane was born is the country of Chad in Africa. Yeah. so we could compete for Chad. So we could do the belly rubbing and uploading of YouTubes while we're living in Italy and then competing for the country of Chad. I don't know. I was like in swimming, or they're competing, and then we can do like get Nicolo on the breaststroke, Lydia Jacobi on the butterfly, Shane on the freestyle, Caitlin Dobler on the backstroke, and get a mixed gender relay for the country of Chad. The country of Chad, the flag is very similar to Belgium and Romania. So it'd be like, hey, and it might actually be like a duplicate, or not a duplicate, but like it might actually be the same colors and flag as one of those countries. I don't know. And Colombia has a similar color scheme. There's a number of countries with the same color scheme, or very similar, I should say very similar color scheme for the flags. So we could do that. I don't know about that. Right? But yeah. But then I was also, okay, so that's my pandemic daydream. And where did the pandemic daydream come from? He swam very fast, but not fast enough in the 200-meter individual medley. I was thinking, like, what's a good time? I mentioned in a previous video that times are slow right now in the world records across the board. And a fast time, baseline faster, is approximately 2.5 seconds per 50. So like 2.5 seconds per 50 meters. So for 100 meters, that'd be 5 seconds faster. Now, if we're talking about a race like the 1500 meter or a 200 meter, so like Shane swam the 200, that would mean 5 seconds per 100 is 10 seconds. So he swam 150.37 today, so he'd need to drop over 10 seconds from that time. So going in the 1 minute 30 some seconds region for a good world record time in the 200 individual medley. Either course, long course or short course. And long course is a 50-meter pool, short course is a 25-meter pool. So there's that. But what would that look like for a 1500? So a 1500, that's 1500s. And per 100, there is 5 seconds. I know you remember how to set this up. It's a lattice table, a multiplication table for using a lattice. Okay, so 5 seconds per 100, and a 1500, that's 1500s. So what would a good world record today be, or at this point in time be, in like a 1500 freestyle? How many seconds faster would it be? How much time would a person need to drop in one go for it to be a fast world record? Well, okay, I set up the lattice table. So we remember 5 times 5 is 25. So we fill in the square. 25. 1 times 5 is 5. So we got 0, 5. And then we sum the diagonals. Yeah, you guys remember. And we get 75. It would need to be 75 seconds faster. So, like if somebody did a paltry 10-second drop, which has not been done and was not done today, 10.10.00 seconds. Nope, no world record set 10 seconds or faster. By an American, anyway. It was, however, I was giving the answer away. 75 seconds. Has this ever been achieved in history? Yes, it was achieved this morning. It was early this morning, so I kind of forgot there. Oh yeah, just the Americans can't do it at this point in time. So Li Bingji of China set a world record. By world record, we mean ratified by Lucky Wallaby Courier. We had official timers at an official pool, the King County Aquatic Center here in Seattle, Washington, which is like greater Seattle. It's like Federal Way, which is like south of Seattle, but like still technically like Seattle to most people. So it was world record ratified by Lucky Wallaby Courier. So our records are much higher standard than, for example, like FINA world records, because FINA world records do not take into account human rights violations, which they do to especially a bunch of the children that compete, so children being younger than 18 years of age. So we actually, as Lucky Wallaby Courier, we're like, FINA is an abusive organization. It is abusing these people. Where do we go to get our records ratified on a global level? What authority or governing body can ratify this? So we took this world record to the United Nations, and we were like, FINA's not doing its job. It's violating human rights left and right. We're going above them. So we went to the United Nations, and it got approved. So this has been approved both by the United Nations, yes, that United Nations, the good one, and Lucky Wallaby Courier. So Li Beijing of China, world record, short course, so that means 25-meter pool, and the 1,500-meter freestyle at 11 o'clock coordinated universal time, which is something like 2 or 3 a.m. here in Seattle currently. So it was like really early. She swam a 13 minutes, 49.61 seconds. Don't believe it? Are you American? And so it was in Seattle, Washington, United States of America. It was Federal Way specifically. And the timing system, so we went with Seiko, it's Japan-based. Our theory for her, so she dropped over 75 seconds. She dropped over like 80 seconds from the world record. I got to witness it in person with my own eyeballs. It was impressive, to put it simply. Simply epic. And so this got ratified. It was we think part of the reason she swam this fast was because she's of China and the timing systems of Japan, and Japan and China have not historically got along. So it was kind of like a healing and recovering and moving forward and building new bonds between the two countries in via the swim. So like huge, just huge steps forward for these countries in Asian history, for like between these countries, and I got to witness it. Yeah, and so that was a really good, a multicultural, especially if one includes the audience, like we got to witness history and like human progress and healing of kind of bonds that have been shaken a bit by really unethical politicians and stuff like that. So that was a really big deal. Congratulations, Lee. You have a Lucky Wallaby Courier and United Nations ratified world record because the International Governing Body for Aquatic Sports wasn't doing its job, and we were awake and saw you, both literally and metaphorically. We got you, girl. You amazing. So happy day to everybody, even if you are an asshole. I can be an asshole sometimes, so it's okay. Just make sure you don't have a bad day every day. And me too, saying that to myself too, because I watch these videos.